Social media all over the world are milking India. Why do I say that? Well, there are a few reasons. One thing is constant. From Kashmir all the way to Kanyakumari, the love for our nation is definitely a constant. Many Indians take pride when there is a positive news around India or a positive achievement for India.
Our India is the first country which is landed without any error.
But that is exactly the reason why India is being milked as well. Let's find out. The other day, I was watching the Champions Trophy final between India and New Zealand. A large part of the Indian innings I missed due to work. Because of that, I wanted to watch the highlights of the Indian innings as well. Of course, I can get to watch that on OTT, but I wanted some more masala. I wanted some troll content. So obviously I opened YouTube and then typed the keyword India versus New Zealand final reactions. To my surprise, well, I was not that surprised, but the results that I got from my YouTube web search, first 20 of them, 18 of them were Pakistani reactions. Well, maybe 2 or 3 of them is fine, but 18 of them, I thought, ये क्या हो सकता है कि मतलब how are these Pakistani people so obsessed with India? It is not just their media channels, it is their own individual YouTube channels that had so many reactions or trolls because their team lost and then there is a meltdown that happens, a ranting happens everywhere. But in this case, the team was not even involved in the final. They got knocked out in the early stages. So why are they so obsessed if India won it or not? Starting from their own legends to individual YouTube channels, there was so many content that had millions of views. Is it really that obsession is there for India or whatever India does? No, gentlemen, that's not the case. You go and look at these comments on in each videos, you'll find out that it's 90% Indian comments. If you look at these individual Pakistani YouTube channels or creators, they'll just hold a mic, go and ask for a random Pakistani and tell them what they think about India's space mission or whatever. If you look at these particular channels, you'll find out that all these content is created for Indian eyeballs to watch. Therefore, they will not have any anti-India comments, and even if they find, they will not post any anti-India comments because they know it is Indian eyeballs or Indian viewers that is giving them money. So it's just basically letting us see a false sense of self. In reality, they might be hating on India, but they can't say it. It would just be, they'd only be allowed to say what is pleasing for Indian audience, and we are being misled. This is applicable to not only cricket, but anything India does, be it a show or if we launch a space mission, it could be a movie that foreign people are reacted to. It is guaranteed thousands or millions of views even if you are a foreigner. So don't you think people are not aware of that? Do you really think there will be constructive criticism that these channels will be making? If they do, that will also be a strategy. A lot of times, this type of dikhawa misery and fake victimhood is spoon-fed to you. Real victim is not them, please understand. वैसे देखा जाए तो एक चीज माननी पड़ेगी. They have put in effort, create a script, push this false narrative of victimhood, try to make a fool out of themselves, but eventually end up making thousands of dollars from social media reactions. Think about who is getting fooled here. ये हम हैं कि इनको देख के अपना वक्त ज़ाया कर रहे हैं. Have you ever thought why a foreigner eating a pani puri goes so viral all the time? It is because of us. It is because our craving for validation that our food is the best, we are the best. In reality, the foreigner would be least interested in having the pani puri. He would probably not like the pani puri in the first place because it is an acquired taste for him. But he would still say either it is really good or really bad, just for engagement. Why do they come here to farm subscribers and start publishing clickbaity and rage-baity content? Why can't they do it in their own country? क्योंकि इनको पता है कि we are the most emotionally vulnerable. हमारे अंदर emotional bone थोड़ा ज़्यादा होता है. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a phenomenon called brain rot and is harming every generation in India. Let's understand why and how to solve. इसका हम एक एग्जाम्पल भी ले सकते हैं. Meet Raju, a 21-year-old boy whose day mirrors the emotional roller coaster the majority of young Indians go through on a day-to-day basis. अब Champions Trophy का सीजन था, तो Raju's weekend started by rewinding India versus Pakistan highlights, and instantly his mind started filling with national pride and joy. Until here it's fine, because everybody loves a little bit of rivalry, and we love bragging rights when one of the team wins. Where it crosses the line is when Raju gets trapped into one of these reaction videos, one leading to another, Raju getting curious about what does another part of the world think about Indian victory for India versus Pakistan. And this cycle does not end for a few hours. Poor Raju does not realize that his joy is borrowed. It is not his own achievements, but the instant gratification he gets from the misery of others. This type of gratification in your brain does not last long. Boredom kicks in, and as an escape, Raju tunes into Netflix and watches his favorite movie RRR for the 5th time. And following his muscle memory from the morning, Raju stumbles upon multiple reaction videos from foreigners, and he keeps binge watching these reaction videos even up to a point where it exceeds the movie's runtime. This shows a clear but worrying pattern. Raju is not forming his own opinion. Instead, he is relying on external factors to form his own decision making. I call this pattern worrying is because it doesn't end at our choice of content to watch. It goes further behind into our personal lives, that we even derive self-esteem or self-confidence from online validation. Algorithms on social media is engineered to amplify extremes, to keep us hooked on content that flatters or content that agitates. इसके बीच में कुछ नहीं मिलेगा आपको. This gets so bad that even our social identities become a reflection of all these moments rather than something that is built from a personal conviction. Academically अगर देखा जाए तो कोई हमें सोशल मीडिया लिटरेसी नहीं सिखाता. इनफैक्ट academically अगर देखो हमारे सिलेबस में ज़्यादातर there is always a reference point कि सिलेबस में अगर ये हो तो इसी तरीके से पढ़ो, इसी तरीके से रट्टा मारो, इसी तरीके से लिखो, कुछ अलग तरीके से लिखे तो मार्क्स कम. So obviously, our mind is trained in a way to follow something rather than create something. वो जो creative brain होता है वो काफी कम institutions में उसको encouragement दिया जाता है. As a result, we are brought up as mere consumers, not pioneers. We are never critical thinkers. We are consumers. It stems the consumer mindset from an academic level. When you open a social media app, remember the purpose of the social media app. Remember why you opened it. Be self-aware. Make sure when you are misleading somewhere, remind yourself or set a reminder to inform you about why you opened the app in the first place. Uninstalling social media apps, deactivating social media profiles is not going to take you very far. Sooner or later, you will come back to those applications and reform the same habit once again. Instead, what you should be trying is limiting your social media usage to a purpose. One of the examples is creating content yourself. I have seen that if you start creating content yourself, you will not strive to watch other content because you would not have time for other content. Might as well, you will find a purpose for searching content and only allotting times for the content that you need. That's one way of escaping from this particular phenomenon. Practice this 5-minute rule. I call it the 5-minute breathe rule. We are at a most vulnerable state when we are emotionally charged up. Think about the last minute sixer मार के जिता दिया or last minute goal that got you so charged up. It can also be a movie, the twist in the climax that gets you so fired up. Always ensure that take 5 minutes to reflect after the moment. Think about the moment, reflect and form your own opinion about it. Your opinion are yours. Don't get it diluted by seeking external validation or jumping up the hype train. It would only dilute your opinion. If it's not deepening your knowledge, listen to your brain over your heart. close that window. Hope you like this video. Until next time, this is Dilraj.